Okay, today we're looking at Nameless King on Diva. It's a gold 2 Diva player on Hollywood. Description is, game was kind of hard because the enemy team was trying to counter me. I didn't really want to switch off Diva, tried my best to learn how to play against counters, but yeah, it was hard. Game ended in a draw, sure. So what we'll focus on in this game is 1, how to play against counters, but 2, also how to exploit the strengths of a Diva. Because most of the time when people pick a counter hero, it's not actually countering you as long as you know how to get value out of your hero. So we'll cover both sides of things. If we take a very quick look at our comps, right, is there anything relevant to our comp? Well, the only thing relevant about our comp is 1, we have low healing in overall, right, so that means we have to be a bit more careful with how much damage we're taking when we're engaging, and 2, we have quite a stationary comp. The Mercy has nobody to fly to except us, so a lot of things are going to happen on the ground, a lot of things are just going to be a lot of spam damage, so we're not looking for, quick fast engagements onto the backline unless we find someone that's isolated. A lot of the time we'll just be trying to play around our team, taking space, taking positions. We want to let our Bastion do the work, right? And the Bastion will give us opportunities to kill people. That's the idea with our comp. With their comp, right, they have quite a squishy backline. Mercy, we can one-shot her. Juno, we can one-shot her if she doesn't have her fly. Genji, Sojourn, we can pressure. Ram, obviously the counter, but we'll get into that. So that's all we care about when it comes to comps. And when you guys are looking at your comps, you only need to worry about a couple of things, like how much healing do I have, how aggressive can I go, and will anyone follow me if I'm playing a dive tank? No, nobody's going to follow me. Okay, so I have to play more for my team. I have to be more careful with when I'm going in for dives. That's the basic idea, right? And then if we think about Diva, and this is quite important, for Diva, there's a few things you need to think about. How you're using your matrix. So we said our matrix wants to be used, really for our team defensively, so we can take space, so our Bastion can go in with its form. Engagement timing and staging. So what I mean by staging is just setting up for your engagement, right? Let's say like we want to go to this high ground. Bad staging would be just walking down main and flying in a straight line like this. Good staging would be maybe playing around this corner, trying to clear anyone out. When you see the ram backing off, then you're already on the corner. You fly up like this, so still no one can see you. Then you fly out like this, and you take the high ground. That's good staging. That's a good engagement. And of course, the timing. And lastly, we have target priority and playing effective range. We all know Diva is a close range hero, but I see so many Divas they'll stand like here and like shoot at the Juno. You're doing no damage. It's fucking useless. Then the last, we said target priority. Don't want to be perma trading with the Ram. Don't want to be perma shooting the Genji from a far distance. Things like that. So let's get into it. Okay, hold on. That's a very quick start, right? So we fly up like this. We look to clear anyone out. Good. We're turning around to look at our team, checking on our team. Perfect. So we're waiting for our team to walk out. We see the Sojourn, and in my opinion, we really want to avoid like these random mid to close range exchanges where we know she has healing. If she's isolated, I'm happy for you to shoot her. If she's got healing with her, the only opportunity you have really is to one-shot her. So once your fly comes up, which should be now, okay, you should just fly in with your missiles and try to one-shot her. If you can't do that, there's no point trading, because let's look at what happens to your HP. You're trading. Look, you've already lost 150 HP. You've done like 20 damage to the Sojourn. You're trading with the Genji. Again, this is fine, but what you should really do to maximize your effectiveness is when you're using missiles, fly into the Genji, melee him, so you get damage from the fly, you get damage from the melee, then fly back. Because you're low, you're not being healed, so you should grab the mega here. That's the idea. That's how you get the most value out of your quick engagements, your quick trades. Let me just mute my Discord notifications and we can resume. Perfect. Okay. So you can see here, you could have got an extra like 80 damage on the Genji, for example. And then you fly out too late, so you just got to be paying attention to HP and remembering we don't have a lot of healing. If we don't have a lot of healing, we do not want to take these shitty little trades. We want to play for our Bastion and play to kill people who are isolated. That's how we're going to win the game. So not being able to read our comp is costing us a lot here. It's costing us our mech, it's costing us an entire fight. So I'm going to skip ahead to where we get back to our mech. Okay, good, we're in our mech now. We're looking at our team. So far, so good. And flying in like this, again, I want to ask you, what does this do for us? What is the point of flying in like this? Like our Bastion is in form, so if you want to fly, maybe you fly to the Bastion, you play to Matrix him. But I think what you can do here is you can literally just walk up, start walking here, start playing for your Bastion. When your Bastion is out of form, when his form ends, when he's done his damage, you can start posturing around this blue car. Let me ask you, why do you think I'm telling you to move to this blue car? 1, it's closing the distance, so we can play at effective range. 2, it's got cover, right? It's making it harder for us to lose our mech. Why should we be careful about losing our mech? What did we just say? We don't have a lot of healing. So there we go. So again, we're just using our comp, understanding how our comp is going to work to make smart decisions. But here, going in like this, finding the Sojourn who's alone, completely fine. I would have preferred you to start by flying to your Bastion to protect him, because you can see he's getting dove. But this is not too bad. Focusing the soldier on who is out of position. I like what I'm seeing. What I don't like is that you're not using melee to get extra damage. You're not flying into them, meleeing, and then finishing your rockets. So we're shooting soldier, we're shooting Juno. Here's what we need to realize. Again, this damage is not doing a lot for us. Instead, we should be looking to either go on another flank, maybe around here, one-shot the Mercy, or we should be walking forward. We should be closing the distance. And again, we need to be checking on our Bastion, who's now gone down. We can see in the kill feed, our Bastion's gone down. So what is going to happen next? Of course, the Mercy's going to go for a res. So if I was you, I'd be looking for our Mercy. But this is fine as well. If you want to play the carry, if you want to make sure you get the kills, going on a flank like this is fine, and I encourage you to do so. Looking for the Juno, nice. Okay, so your execution of your combo is not very good. And I'm going to explain to you why, and I'm going to explain to you what to do instead. So the reason why I think this is a bad engage is because, one, you can just shoot the Juno from here, right? So you should shoot the Juno for a couple of seconds, then wait for your rockets. When your rockets come off of cooldown, launch your rockets from the ground whilst you're stood here, right? Because there's a cast time. It takes time for your rockets to come out, half a second. So you press rockets when you're on the ground. Then when your rockets start to come out, you start flying upwards, right? Your rockets are going, your primary fire is going. You hit the Juno with your fly for some extra damage. You melee the Juno, and by then she should be dead. That's how you execute a good D.Va combo. But here you can see, you're flying about, you're not meleeing, you're getting a little bit lost. An extra tip for you, if you're going to fly around like this, and you know your fly's going to run out, you're not going to get the kill, you should always land on a high ground. Because if you land here, you can very easily finish the Juno, and all you have to do is turn your camera slightly to the right and finish the soldier on. So it's very easy for you to track targets. It's also very easy for you to stay safe. If the Ram wants to walk on you, he can no longer punch you because you're up here. You're relatively safe. You could even use the high ground for cover, because people, look, they can't see you, right, if you go backwards on the high ground. So you should always try to land on the high ground when you're playing D.Va. Okay, nice. And so what happened here again is we're using the rockets from too far away. We're not actually trying to execute a combo with the rockets. You need to start doing a combo with your rockets, getting close, doing the fly, melee, primary fire, rocket combo, right? Maximizing your damage is what's going to help you get kills. It's what's going to help you carry games. Okay, we're flying on the Juno. Nice. Again, just melee. Please, 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 just melee the Juno, right? She's 46 HP, so literally one more bullet and a melee and she's dead. Instead of, look how much extra time we have to spend on her because we didn't melee. Okay, we see the Mercy uses ult. Okay, so you need to recognize I'm probably not going to kill the Mercy here, and even if I am going to kill the Mercy, what should you do? What did we literally just talk about like 30 seconds ago? Land on the high ground, right? You want to land on the high ground, and here's like a perfect example of why you should land on the high ground. Because if you land on the high ground here, you can shoot the Mercy, maybe you kill her, probably not, but if you land on the high ground, you don't end up losing your mech here. You don't end up getting slowed, getting shot by the Ram. So please, please, please start finishing your fly on the high ground. And so what I want to comment on is games like this in lower elos, you know, plat and below, the team fights are incredibly messy, right? And that means you have to be even more effective when it comes to getting kills, finishing kills, cleaning up, right? The quicker you can clean up, the more chaos you can eliminate, the easier it is to win the game, because you can't rely on your teammates to fight through that chaos to do anything. Your teammates most of the time are going to be useless. And here, for example, right, if I know there's only one Genji left, there's only one Genji, my whole team's alive, I'm just going to go and cap the point. I'm going to get, you know, percentage on the board. Because my Torblet, he's not even doing anything. I'm going to fly around, catch the Genji anyway with my Bastion. Nice, we're going ahead, we're trying to take position, nice. Oh my god, please, look, she's right there. Remember what we said, we want to say isolated targets. The Mercy is right there for the taking. You know, the Zarya's not even looking at her. Please, just fly forward, right? As you start your flight, as you're in like this position, cast your rockets. Press E, or whatever button if you're on console, right? Press the button. By the time you're here, your rockets start firing. Your max range, you're doing a lot of damage, you do the melee fly combo, and boom, you're fine, right? Golden opportunity to kill the Mercy here, take the opportunity. I don't know why you're waiting, you know? Like, you wait too long. Our team kills the Mercy, nice, cool. So I noticed you're not using melee at all. And this is really hurting your combo. And you have to use bomb here. I'm going to tell you why this is a terrible bomb. Although you get your mic back, you're pushing the payload for free, right? You almost never want to use ultimates if you're still getting free payload push. Ultimates, when you're pushing payload, are great when 1, the enemy team is about to start contesting the payload, or 2, you actually have an opportunity to win the fight before it begins. Like, let's say, you know, the payload's like here, right? The enemy team's here, and then you drop your bomb, you get 2 kills. That would be a good bomb, even though they've not caught up to the payload yet. You're delaying the fight. This is not really delaying the fight too much. This is just because you flew too far forward. You're not remembering we have a Mercy, we have a Zen, we're not going to get a lot of healing. We either need to one-shot people, protect our Bastion, or live. Okay. And I haven't spoken too much about your Matrix usage. That's really because we haven't been in many opportunities where we can use our Matrix effectively. So let me tell you, now that they have a Doomfist as well, there's 2 ways for you to use your Matrix. 1, keep Matrix in a Bastion. 2, protect your Zen and protect your Mercy, because now they have a, you know, sort of a dive comp with the Genji, with the Doom. They're probably not going to go together because this is gold, but the key thing is protect your Zen, protect your Mercy with your Matrix, right? You need to be looking behind you more often, because at the moment you're only looking behind you before the team fight starts. Okay, we're taking high ground. I love this. We're taking high ground. Amazing. Now we need to start looking for a target. We're shooting the Genji. Very nice. Shooting the Brig. Okay. So what you can do here is maybe, you know, we talked about staging. We talked about kind of minimizing where we're seen from. If you drop down here, you get the Mega. You start on this corner. You can very quickly turn the corner and try and one-shot the Brig. And if you can't kill the Brig, which you probably can't because she has shield, what are you going to do if you can't kill her, but you're going to go on her? You go on her, you melee, you do all your your stuff, then you just fly back up. Fly back up to a safe position, and we can go again, right? That's what I need to be seeing from you. So here we're shooting a Doomfist, that's fine. This time the rockets are good because we cast them as we're dropping, so they fire when we drop on the Doomfist. Close range rockets, I like it. Nice, we try and fly away to avoid the Doom. We get hit anyway, which is fine. Checking on our team, amazing, really good. We fly back up to challenge them. So far so good, you're playing this fight really well. There we go, close range rockets on the Brig. One thing you can do is if the Brig is shielding in your face, but you still want to damage her, you still want to get rid of her armor, melee. Nice, really nice. Here, just melee, 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 melee. You know, look, all this time you're taking shooting the shield, just use your melee. I've not seen you melee once this game. And these extra few seconds, I promise you, they will cost you as you climb the ranks. They will cost you fights, they'll cost you games. So now we're looking for another target. Nice, we see the Mercy. Can we rocket? There we go. Close range rockets are always a solution. So now we're winning fights. So overall, you played this fight quite well. We're not really playing for our team, which is fine. Some games we will have to play for our team if they have a good solution to our Bastion. But so far so good. We're playing for ourselves. We're playing to kill targets. We are killing targets. And the thing you'll notice is combo execution, right? Using the rocket to close range. Fighting close range. Not taking these mid-range duels where we can lose our mech. Staying, you know, relatively hidden on the high ground. This is what you're doing really well. This is what I want to see you do more in the future, okay? Let's see, is there anything else to look at? Well, we could, you know, talk about the tank matchup, right? How do you beat Doomfist? The way you beat Doomfist's D.Va is 1, you constantly pressure him at mid to close range like this. You constantly just pressure him. Why? Because he has no armor. So you do quite a bit of damage to him, right? 2 is you bait out his block. Once his block is baited out, you can one-shot him. If he's like half HP. Once his block is out, you use your rockets, you go all in on the Doomfist. You either force him to run far away, get a mega, or you will kill him. So that's how you deal with Doomfist, right? And one thing to be careful for as well is if he has charged punch, try not to get hit by the charged punch. Let your team get hit by it. Tank it if you can, but if your team gets hit by it, remember we're always looking to Matrix to stop the follow-up bullets, to stop anything that comes in from his team. Nice, really good pressure on the Doomfist. We're holding him. Right, so I don't like you giving up space here, and I'll explain to you why. And we'll probably end on this, or we'll look at one more team fight. Okay, so if we look at the payload, right, we have 3 people on payload, or 2 people, it's moving quite quickly. Good. So obviously we want to secure the payload, we want to stop the enemy team from getting onto the payload. So what do you think is the easy thing that you can do as a tank? 3. Have a think. 3, 2, 1. You can body block. You can stand in this doorway, but look at what you do instead. So here, in my opinion, you should 100% just be full matrixing for your Bastion, for your Zen, because they're doing way more damage than you can do, so that's the first thing. Second thing is, I don't like you giving up space, right? It's better for you to tank this punch so that he can't touch the payload and your team secures the payload and you lose, what, 50 HP? It's better to do that than to run away and let him, maybe he punches through, he lands on payload, he gets a touch. If he gets a touch, what happens when the Sojourn arrives? She has overclock, your team might die, you might lose the fight, okay? So learn to body block, learn to, at all costs, keep people off of the payload. Because even if you die, even if you technically lose the fight, if you get the payload, I don't care. You've got the payload, that's how you win the game. So that's something to think about. Let's look at the defense. So he's on Winston right now. Okay. Let's look at. We've looked at first point. Okay, he went Zarya. Okay, good. Let's figure out how to deal with Zarya then. Okay. So against Zarya, right? you can do perfectly fine on this map because of how you played in the first round. Remind me, how did you play on this map, on this point in the first round? You abused the high ground. You're perma on high ground, you're perma looking for a target, and you're perma one-shotting people. They don't have a lot of healing. This time you do have a lot of healing. You have a Kiriko. So you can afford to take these long fights as long as the Zarya is not in your face. So let me try and apply this to the situation. So one thing is, look how much damage you're taking. Stop, please stop. Don't even bother, right? Just have a peek, matrix so you don't take any damage, then back off. Have a peek, even here if you want. Matrix your Bastion if he goes into form. Is he going into form? Not yet, but when he goes into form, try and matrix your Bastion. Even though it won't be great against the Zarya, so maybe you don't want to matrix him. But at the end of the day, right, what did you do on the first round? You sat here, you waited, you killed people. Please just do the exact same thing. Please stop taking damage at mid-range. You know, this obsession with taking damage at mid-range poking, it needs to end. You need to be standing here. You need to be waiting for them to walk in and then one-shot the Mercy. That's how you beat the Zarya. Plain and simple. Because look, you're just taking loads of damage, having your matrix forced, you know, not choosing a target. So now we choose a target, but I don't like this target choice. 1, the Sojourn can fly away. 2, look at the Mercy. The Mercy's under pressure, the Mercy's low. Why are we not looking for the supports first, right? The Sojourn is not isolated, the Sojourn is surrounded by 4 people. 1 can bubble her, 2 can heal her. So you really want to be targeting the supports first, and look at what would happen if we would have killed the Mercy, right? Now 2 DPS are left without any healing at all. The Lucio's on his own, the Zarya's on her own. But what happens instead? Look, we're not able to... Oh, good. Our team's able to kill Zarya. Amazing. But we are forced to use our mech. Why? Because we keep taking this bullshit damage instead of looking for a target. So that's the key thing for you. I think you're really struggling with, 1, making use of high grounds and staying, you know, relatively hidden, then going for the assassination. And 2, understanding how to do your combo, especially using melees, and who to assassinate, right? You really want to look for these isolated supports that are lagging back behind the team. And then there's everything else we covered, which is, you know, the use of your bomb, making sure we understand how our team comp works and how that's going to influence our matrix usage. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think of what I talked about, if those are things you recognize, and if you have any questions. Thank you for submitting your replay review.